Hello, everybody. How are you? Hey, Cap, thank you for coming through. Cap, do me a favor and say something so I can make sure that I'm taking care of you. I'm just going to wait a few minutes to see who actually comes into the chat before I get started on a few things. And, I understand that people are working and have other things to do. And right now, I'm actually on a little break, so I can spend a few minutes to drop some knowledge about mental wellness and about myself as well. I'm excited. I was a little nervous, but, like I said, it's got to be done. So I'm here and I'm ready. Hey, Lady T, welcome. Thank you for coming through. Just going to wait a few more minutes to see who else is able to come into the room. Hope everybody's having a good day as well. Here in Maryland, it's slightly cloudy, but it's not raining or anything. It's a little warmer than it has been. So hopefully the weather is better elsewhere where other people live. But it is the winter time, whether I like it or not. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give it about one more minute and then we'll get started. Give it about one more minute and then we'll get. Wow, is it really snowing in New York, Cat? Is it, Lady T? I really hope that it just goes ahead and snows like one or two good times of full length or whatever it's going to do versus just snowing and stopping and snowing and stopping. It's just an irritant, more of a hazard with the traffic and still having to go to work and everything like that. All right. So, again, welcome everybody and thank you for coming through. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, assuming that everyone may not have had an intro with me, so I'm Mr. Credential, and this is my first video. My main focus is to usher in some awareness about mental health for myself and others. I'm here to help other people learn about their health as well as, you know, help myself with my own because in helping other people, it is very true that you can help yourself. So again, I just want to invite everybody in to say welcome. I also want to note that every Tuesday, Captivating and I go live and we do a politics and wellness. And he's very versed in politics, and I'm more versed in wellness. And we tried our best to get those things to come together and make sense for everybody and try to share our knowledge and our insight as well as help people with whatever they may be presenting in the chat. So just wanted to say that, hey, Tenary K, welcome. Um, one of the things that I want to say, a lot of people have been asking me, like, where did I get my credentials from and my skills in the mental health area? And on paper, that is not my focus. However, I've been mentored for the last 5 years in the field. So I've had maybe probably about three people that I've been mentored by and learning about my own mental health and just continuously um, remaining focused in the area. And I've also helped my friends. They listen to me, I listen to them, and I'm able to give them insight. Since I was probably about 15, People have always told me that I've had a way with words and I had knowledge beyond my years. And I just want to spend the time to actually utilize that knowledge instead of sitting on it. So that's where I kind of came up with the savvy name, Mr. Credential. And that's exactly how I feel because I feel like I'm very versed in different areas. Mr. Credential doesn't necessarily come from the letters behind my name, though they are there. I consider myself to be just as normal and just like everyone else. So, having said that, I want to focus on the ability to reach people in mental health. Some people they're scared to address it, number one. So we have to really be careful when we're addressing mental health and dealing with mental health. We have to approach it with white gloves. My focus on my channel is going to be dealing with mental health for the sake of bettering people, but not playing warfare with their mental health. And I say that because I noticed that there's some instances where people are focusing on mental health, but at the same time, they're taking their words and their actions and using it to degrade other people, which then can make other people feel depressed. They could experience anxiety. They could feel shut in. They could feel a lot of things because our words have power. So we need to really be careful with dealing with people and how we present things because we don't want to present a false sense of security to people, making them think that they can trust us. And then in turn, they cannot. Because if we're belittling people, if we're downgrading people and speaking badly of people, within our community and outside of our community, we cannot focus on mental health because you can't do both. You know, I can understand wanting to reach people, but you have to be doing so effectively. You do not want to project a message that, oh, yes, I'm about mental health, but I'm going to go over here and bash these people because I just don't agree with them. That's not the way this works. Mental health is something that is very sensitive, that very much so needs our attention to detail, and it very much so needs reality. We can't focus on things that are involved in our personal reality. It has to be the reality of everyone. So my main thing is that I want to do is put the focus on mental health and take the focus off of me. I want people to see the profession and not see me because I myself have issues. I myself am imperfect, but I'm doing my best to help myself get through what I experience as well as to get other people to experience a better and more conventional lifestyle, if you will. And I'm not afraid to say I have my therapist on speed dial. She is available through email. She is available through phone. She's available when I go and see her in a session. These things unnecessary because before you can evaluate someone else, you have to be aware of who you are and where you stand. And sometimes we project our mental issues or our stability or lack thereof onto other people. And I know we all get upset, we do all get angry, but we all have to take a step back and ask ourselves, what's the best way to approach this? What are the right words to say? Sometimes we may need to talk to our friends and get some insight from them because a professional may not always be financially feasible or feasible for our time. So, again, it's something that we actually want to spend a lot of time thinking about the things that we say, not just blurting out things because it's present at the moment or it's going to get likes. Because, again, we were taught when we were growing up that words have no power. Words can't hurt you. It has to be sticks and stones. But in this day and age, it's more so the words than the sticks and stones. The sticks and stones we kind of expect for them to hurt us. But words, you think that, oh, that won't really bother me. But if you're suffering, um, that is, it's inevitably if someone hits you with something when you're having a bad day, it may take you a little back. It may bother you differently or more than it normally would. Um, Hey, really B. Hello, chat. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I was busy focusing, but we just want to be mindful of the way that we treat people and the things that we put out there with people because if nowhere else, we should be creating an environment for safety. And I'm not saying that everyone has to be, you know, perfect or be clean or, that you can't have fun and laugh and joke. And sometimes people will say things to you that will cause you to want to lash out. But I challenge people to take a second look at it and really make an attempt to do a little bit better and handle things a little bit more clearly because we don't know what these people are going through in their lives. You know, right now I'm telling you that yes, I'm sitting on here and I'm bringing mental awareness to mental health, but I myself struggling with something, you know. So if I'm struggling, I wonder how many more people in this live or that will watch this live after it is fully recorded that may be struggling with something. And those are the people that I really want to reach. I want to reach everybody, but primarily I want to reach the people who suffer in silence. Because if you've ever suffered in silence, then you know how that feels. You feel lost. You feel like you don't have any hope. Don't think that people understand you. You don't think that people see you clearly. And if they do see you clearly, you may think that they see something that you don't really expect them to see. So those are the things that I really wanted to bring awareness to. And I also want to bring awareness to how we treat people, how it affects them out in the community. Uh, within maybe the last 8 months, I've been profiled for three different reasons in three different locations in three different environments. And racism isn't always outside of our race. Sometimes it's within our own race. You know, the way you look, the way you talk, where you're from, how you speak, and how people view you. Sometimes with having a strong personality, people may treat you as a threat. You know, I have been I just want to say that we need to be aware of systemic racism. And if you don't know what systemic racism is, I challenge you to go and actually look that up and look at the examples that follow systemic racism. Solely because sometimes we think that racism has to look a certain way and it has to be a certain thing, and it's just not true. So you know, I had an issue at the complex in which I live where they tried to create me a narrative where I would look like an angry black man or angry man with a beard, and you know, like I'm just angry. And even though you guys are just learning a few things about me, but that's not it. But when people create a narrative about you, sometimes people follow along with it because they think they know who you are, and that's just not true. So I had another issue at a place of business that resides within a condo, and it was, you know, basically like a "Why are you here?" vibe. To make the long story short, because I want to be careful about what I say about different. You know, I don't want to degrade anybody's business, but there's just like I said, there have been multiple things that have happened to me, and I wonder what is happening to other people. And it's really hurtful, you know, when you don't have the right to use your mental health or your lack of mental health to infringe upon someone else's mental stability. You know, if you're broken and they're broken, what gives you the right to take your brokenness and project it onto them? We do not have that power. We should not be given that to we should not give that power to anyone. Number one, that's why I'm focusing on, you know, strengthening ourselves from within. So when we face these things, we will be okay. But the problem is that sometimes mental health isn't always what we can see. It's the things that we do not see. It is the things that exist within inside of our brain. You know, sometimes we have a family history of mental issues and it's happened and it's not been addressed. And we have the chemical component of mental issues that can only really be addressed by doing the work, you know, and taking the medicine without doing the work for some people, not all, may not be good enough. You know, sometimes you need to actually work through the things that you've experienced because trauma will keep haunting you. You'll live it, you'll breathe it, you'll taste it. And sometimes when people say things to you, you may take offense to it because your trauma is now active. And the person did not mean it the way that you took it, but because you've seen it a certain way, you've experienced it a certain way, now you're going to take it that way. So, you know, I always challenge people to stop, take a second, and this is something that I've had to learn to do, is to take a second before we take something at face value. Peel back the layer. What does that mean? Did they mean to hurt me? And if they hurt me, how hurt are they to do this to me? And those are the things that really I want to bring awareness to. I really just want to take the time and let people know how vital mental wellness is. Mental wellness also plays onto your confidence. So if you're not mentally strong and you're going into a job interview and you're not quite prepared, they're going to be able to sense that. Not some people are skilled in what they do and they take the time to really study people. So in doing so, being mentally healthy will allow you to present your best self. And that's something that I really want to focus on, and there'll be a lot more to come in the future. I'm here to support myself. I'm here to support you guys. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to do everything that I can to bring awareness to the community and unity to the community. And the community does not just mean the Black community. The community means anybody who wants to be included for me. I am from a family of so many different races, so many different mixtures that it's not funny. So I don't focus just on what affects the skin color that shows on the outside. I go for what affects people on the inside. So again, this is just a little short live just to go ahead and get things started and let you know who I am, where I stand, and what my goal is for everyone. And I want to thank everybody for coming through. This is just a little short lunch break live, but I do need to get back. And sometimes you will see that I will not be able to show my face because of a lot of privacy things with the job, HIPAA specifically. So, I have to be sure that I am protecting myself as well as my job and the people who are involved in my job, the various patients that, you know, have to protect their privacy. So I want to thank everyone for coming through. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me again. We will get more in depth as we take on this venture together. Because again, I'm not just here to help you. I'm here to help myself, and in helping myself, I'm helping you, and you're helping me. So this is a family affair. This is a group effort. Because I do want to say that as much as I love mental health and how much knowledge I have about it, I'm still not fully considered a mental health professional, but it does not mean that I cannot be effective. So again, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Mike, messing around, and thank you, Jay's World, and everybody here. I just want to really say thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon on my channel, on your channel as I come through, and on Tuesdays, every Tuesday around about 8 p.m. as Kat and I um, involve ourselves with mental wellness and politics. So if you're not subscribed to Captivating Christian, I encourage you to do so because he's keeping us abreast with everything going on with the impeachment and with the just the election in general. So he always has something interesting, and it's a place that promotes wellness. I mean, learning. I'm sorry, but it does promote political wellness. And if you have any questions for him, I encourage you to reach out to him as well. So again, thank you very, very much, and you guys have a great day. And remember, always take a second to think about your mental wellness and someone else's mental wellness before you move forward and addressing situations. Just try to promote something different. Let's do a great thing and have a good day. All right.